Good evening, race fans, and welcome to legendary Charlotte Motor Speedway for tonight's running of the Full Throttle Performance Next Gen Cup Series. We're going to transition under the lights. Stage is set for 200 laps of intense racing where strategy, patience, and outright aggression will be put to the test. Ladies and gentlemen, well, that's Daytona, but welcome into virtual Charlotte Motor Speedway. We got Sean Stam, Justin Yacht here, live Stam Studio Network. Justin, how about you? You ready? 200 laps of racing here tonight.
Be wide open, electric, and just like it was last night, time to feel the thunders. We're fixing to get after it.
Fixing to get after it. Tight point battles throughout the field. Joshua Gaiman, Joshua Susi, Tyler Massey. 1, 2, 3. Only 19 points separating the top two. Ken Baum Jr., Kyler McCarthy, Kevin Click, they're still rocking and rolling. David Smeal Jr., Jeremy Zarfos, Caitlin Height, and Tyler Schell. You heard us right. Yes, Caitlin Height, after, what, about a season and a half, finally got that one corrected there after her win just 2 weeks ago from Watkins Glen. Well, Justin, as we take a look at some sponsors and affiliates out here for tonight, we also will be racing in remembrance here as well. 200 laps of racing gathered here under the lights. We also take time to honor and remember the veterans who have served and sacrificed our country. Their courage and dedication made nights like these possible. And later tonight, we'll also race in remembrance of Kyle Busch, whose passion of motorsports and impact on the racing community touched countless fans across the community, including myself, favorite driver growing up, and it still kind of doesn't even seem real. But here we are, our sponsors, affiliates, and each and every single one of you are out there with a YouTube land. Justin and I, we'll get you through it out here tonight. It's Rowdy Forever on Stam Studio Network. Justin, transitioning racetrack here. We're going to be working with a little bit of grip and then building some grip out here tonight, but you got to make the setup ready for it. We'll take a look at our starting grid here tonight, Charlotte Motor Speedway.
Now let's go ahead and break this baby on down. How about Kevin Gibney Jr. going to park that baby on the pole. Stephen Overstag going to roll off second. Jeremy Zarfos going to roll off P3. Ken Baum Jr. in the 4th position. Tyler Massey, P5. Tyler Schell going to occupy the 6th position. Kyler McCarthy looking to build on a solid run last night. Starting off P7. Susie going to roll off P8. Kevin Click in P9. Stan Mayberry going to roll off P10. Joshua Gaiman going to roll off 11. Andrew May going to round out our top 12.
13, David Smeal Jr. 14, Justin Gibbs out of Turtle Shell Motorsports. Chris Lynn will qualify P15. Lots of Turn 2 Terribles drivers out here getting ready to go from pretty much endurance racing, stock car racing kind of styles. Chris Lynn, Austin Griffey, Tall Tale Motorsports, Matthew Fitz, P17, Michael Self, Caitlin Height, Justin Steves back out here racing, Nicholas Schell, Brett Strickler, and George Wood. Speaking of endurance racing in stock cars, though, unfortunately, tonight's going to be one of Justin Gibbs' probably final race out here for us with quite a bit, as he is going to focus a little bit more attention to some endurance racing with some 6-hour, 12, and 24-hour races coming up. Justin, this one's going to feel like a long one here tonight, and I hopefully each and every single one of you down in YouTube land got yourself a drink and snack and or ready to go. Ted Wilger, welcome in out there in YouTube land. Justin, what do you think? What are going to be the keys of the race here tonight? We also have that stage break at lap 100, but remember, there's no stage caution for that stage break, but points will be dished out.
Well, you're just going to have to be smart. We seen it last night, a lot of late race dramatics. So 21 drivers here, so it's going to be fun, going to be interesting to see who can take care of these hot rods and get them up front and leave them up front. Or do we have some new faces, kind of maybe had a bad qualifying run, you know, maybe work their way up here to the front. It's going to be fun to see.
100 lap stage 1, 100 lap stage 2 to round us out here tonight, but it's a long way to go and a long time to get there. We got the lights still on that safety pace car, so got to go around here one more time. We have four tire sets available at 100% fuel. So last night, Bump and Run Cup Series, 50% fuel, about 33 laps. So we'll double up that stint here on a tank. Justin, that means, though, you got to make these tires, not only do you have one less tire set available, but you also have to make the tires last even longer on a tank.
Yeah, you got to really stretch these babies on out. You know, we seen it last night. What, we had 4 stops last night?
Yeah, I had that little late one to kind of money stop action and saw some 2 versus 4 tire pit stops there. And man, I don't know if we'll be seeing any 2 or 4, maybe late within the stints, but definitely something that will be on the table. And something that we will be on the table here tonight is once we get to lap 8, well, we get that dedicated Kyle Busch lap in there, and you see Andrew May repping the Skittles number 22 Toyota Camry, and we'll see a lot of KFB paint scheme here tonight. Appreciate the drivers coming out and getting ready to put on the show out here for Memorial Racing action. Kevin Gibney Jr., he's been fast throughout this whole season. He sits, I believe it's 13th in the point standing. It is 13th in the point standings, but he's also got Stefan Oberstadt up into his outside the all-orange Chevrolet Camaro machine. Hopefully these drivers, we just saw their short run speed within qualifying, but now they got to put the long run speed to the test. It's speed, it's attrition, it's 200 laps of racing. Charlotte Motor Speedway, ladies and gents, get up, stand up for your life. Don't you ever give the fight. Green Flag Racing Full Throttle Performance Cup Series.
So green flag has flown. We are racing here in Charlotte. Gonna get to the bottom is Kevin Gibney Jr. Steven Overstack gonna roll that outside lane. Zarfo's just going to keep rolling down there on the bottom. Gibney going to get to the high side there. Here comes Ken Bond. Going to poke his nose to the bottom of the racetrack. No dice there, but now going to go to the bottom as they work through 3 and 4.
Jeremy Zarfos keeping it close out there to race leader Kevin Gibney Jr. Here comes some more door-to-door racing. Stefan Oberstadt up top. It's going to be Kevin Pinbaum Jr. still looking down low. Tyler Massey trying to get right there within that battle. He washes up that race, the bottom apron line. Don't look now. A little bit of 3 wide on our side. Sue laps in this race.
Just moving, grooving. Everybody's kind of going each and every way you could possibly think right now to try to find a little bit of room to try to move up. But right now, it is just a mosh pit right there from about, really for about 3rd on back. It's just a mosh pit of race cars.
Mosh pit of race cars. How about Justin Gibbs out there making that outside line work? You got the speed, you got the momentum up top, but it's a little bit risky for the Bisky up there. So last night, take out 1 or 2 drivers. So looks like Justin, he's got some early run pace up there, keeping it up. Yes, Ken Baum Jr., he'll jump to that outside line as well, trying to make that pass happen on Jeremy Zarfos. Jeremy Zarfos now looking low, trying to wrap that apron line. Lots of grip within the paint here in Charlotte.
These guys and gals just going to keep doing everything they can possibly do to go forward. You don't want to go backwards, but hey, you know, we got a lot of time here. 196 more laps to go, and you know, if it's anything like it was last night, we get to get a green flag run here. You know, we'll start really clicking them off. I mean, field pretty much still kind of mostly together. Got a few stragglers back here. That's okay. But I mean, really for the most part, how about Susie going to get to the race lead here? Up 7 spots since the start of this race. Maybe had a little wobble out there, a little wiggle on his qualifying run. Maybe hurt him just a little bit. Man, this 81's got ahead of steam.
Talk about head of steam, man. I still got my eyeball up there. Turn 2 Terrible's black and gold machine there of Ken Baum Jr. Still trying to make that happen. You mentioned it, though. Kevin Gibney Jr. unfortunately getting passed out there for the race lead from Susie. We got to that race replay of it as you still try to see him fight for his right to party down low. Other than this P2, P3 battle, really starting to get more single file runs here within this pack. Looks like there goes Kevin Gibney Jr. back to P3. Here's the pass for the race lead.
Comes Susie, gonna roll that outside line. Don't get together, boys. Oh, Susie gonna be able to get a run off of turn number 2. Gibney able to kind of roll the bottom there. Just gonna have to let it roll for now. Just gotta play this thing smart here. Just keep the wheels under you right now. Don't start trying to drop it in too deep just yet.
Justin Gibbs, Chris Lynn, big movers here for the Wheeler 200. It's going to be a fun race out here, and I know that it's kind of a funny story out here on how this Wheeler 200 kind of name all came to about. I know Justin Gibbs was having some fun one night, even though that this is 300 miles. It's called the Wheeler 200, and the reason is, hello, Charlotte. That's Justin's little girl's name. Hey, Charlotte Wheeler, appreciate you joining in and watching our broadcast week after week after week. And man, look at him go out here. Justin Gibbs up to P10.
Just roll that baby right around through here. He ain't had to make a right turn yet.
Hopefully we won't have to make one here tonight, because, boy, these tires will start begging here for grip, begging for mercy, just for numbers here. Best lap right now, 29.25 for our race leader, for Joshua Susi. Clean air, looks like it matters a lot here. And these NASCAR Next Gen Cup cars, of course, we still got the, we're still rocking with that 100 horsepower increase as well. Tyler Massey still sitting P3 in the points. He had a nice run out there from Watkins Glen 2 weeks ago, finished P5, but man, the field was chasing Caitlin Height. No, it's not Caitlin Height down there. I say down there, but she's also in the green as far as position gains since the drop. Caitlin Height up P, I'm gonna do that once, twice, thrice. Caitlin Height up to P14 now.
It'll take us a couple times here.
Bear with us.
We tried, man. We tried.
Justin, I think the worst part, she said that was about an inside joke with her friends and ongoing for about well on a year's going on there. So it's hey, at least it's finally fixed up and done with here.
You know, the thing is, you could have told us that before. You just let that running joke run for a year and a half.
At least, I don't know if there isn't at least about it. Backing up here out up front, though, Ken Baum Jr., he's picking up where he's putting them down here. 2 spots gained. He's getting a little bit closer to that rear bumper of Joshua Susi. And there are so many gentlemen to name out here that do so much for the Full Throttle Performance Cup Series back and behind the scenes. And, well, not even gentlemen. You got some women out there as well. You got Rosie, who's, I'm sure, watching the broadcast here tonight, rooting on Ken Baum Jr. But seriously, all the admins, all the race control, each and every single one of you. And Matt, it would take half the broadcast if we start naming it. Seriously, you know who you are, and we appreciate it. It does not go unnoticed. And right now, Ken Baum Jr., his speed didn't go unnoticed here as well.
We're still working around through here. And if you're Gibney right now, you're kind of in the catbird seat. These two get a little rubbing racing going on. You're in the catbird seat, but, you know, don't wear your stuff out trying to make a move and run these folks down yet. Just be smart here. And if you're Ken Baum, you kind of exploring everywhere. You know, you're just kind of seeing what the outside of that. And that's why I'm a big fan of practice. You know, everybody just want to run out there and run a fast lap. No, you got to, during your time in practice, you got to explore different lines. You know, maybe see where your car is better at, see where it's going to be a good line at. You know, obviously you're not going to be up front the whole night. If you are, hey, good job, pat on the back, whatever you want to call it. But, you know, you got to be able to move your car around, and if your car's good on the bottom, it may not be good on the top, so you got to make sure you're prepared for that.
I agree right there with you, Justin. You got to make your car, you got to, I mean, you got to make sure that car is driving good, but if it's not, you got to be able to be able to find those differences, find those nuances, and really know how to fix them out there, whether you're trying to run the bottom and the car washes tight, it runs up the hill, the racetrack, or you're trying to run the top and then the car's so loose that you have to run the bottom. It's a lot of back and forth out here from even mile-and-a-half racing, or you can kind of finesse and get finagly out here at these setups, and that's where we see kind of, I mean, sure, don't get me wrong, that the speed and pace from the driver is it's huge, but I mean, there's so much that goes on back on the setups as well. And you hear even Kyler McCarthy, the man on your screen right now, he talks about it so much, the Nitro Racing setup shops, and thanks them every chance he gets. And that's just because he knows how much speed, how much pace that some of those Nitro Racing setup shops have. You got some other drivers running some a lot of these drivers, of course, running different setups, and they all get finagly. They get finicky with it, Justin. That's where you got the practice, like you said, that you like. I'm a big fan of it myself, but that just means that all these other competitors, they get that much more time to get more finicky back with their setups as well.
And boy, howdy is finicky. Kind of, I guess, match the word, tone, whatever you want to call it. Because boy, you start getting a little bit more yawed out through there, that thing is gonna really kick out from under you. So you got to make sure you get this setup down pat.
How about Chris Lynn, Stan Mayberry, Brett Strickler starting to go at it here. Been noticing Chris Lynn up there up top, and now watch him. Bob Seger here, he comes busting through the doors, falling like a rock. Is that Chris Lynn machine? Here comes Joshua Gaiman. Not too often that we see the Santa Cruz Syndicate machine. Joshua Gaiman coming into this race as our points leader, running about your 15th, 16th position right now, -4 spots since the drop of the green. He's still, I mean, that Chevrolet Camaro, it looks visually okay right now, but you see him, a little bit of wobble, a little bit of wiggle out there outside of turn number 4. That number 61 doesn't look happy right now, Justin.
Not at all. At all. The 61 is just kind of, he's got to find maybe a little bit of adjustment here next time he comes down pit road. Which did we, what was the math we come up with on like a pit stop here? We're going to say anywhere from about 50 to 70 laps, somewhere in there?
Yeah, I would put it around that 60 lap range. We're going to get some more off throttle time at the no pun intended, the Full Throttle Performance Cup Series. So maybe be able to stretch it there a little bit more than 60. But oh, huge contact for the wall for Kevin Gibney Jr. My goodness.
Rewind that one. Put it on the taps.
Beep, beep. Just outside of turn number 2 here, Justin. This is about where in the run the driver's starting to push it real good. Oh, damn. Heavy contact.
Bang.
You think he owed that wall some money there, Justin? Kind of looked like it. Top on board here.
I don't know about money. Maybe called his mama ugly, something like that.
Look out, mama. Look out, mama. Oh, well, that game review, it didn't look too bad. I think that was the lap before. Anyways, we'll get back up here to racing action because Susie, he's still got company. Ken Baum Jr., he is still there. But battles all around this racetrack starting to heat up as well. McCarthy, Massey, Shell, Caitlin Heights. Here comes kind of the hurricane of this battles right now. 6th, 7th, 8th, 9th, kind of that 10th and 11th battle.
And right now, I mean, it's just all hornet's nest right there. Throw a blanket over them, let them battle it out. It's kind of like giving them kids the boxing gloves when they were young, the big old inflatable boxing gloves. That's about what it's like right through here.
I love the connections that we're able to make here from stock car racing and in our stories that, I mean, I guess that we all had growing up. You're beating up on the old siblings with them. I guess that's, oh man, I don't know. Maybe that's why the sisters and I got the loving relationship that we do here today to beat them up every time. No, I'm just kidding. That is not what happens. Just how about you though? You
beat
a little,
mine.
Yeah, okay.
I beat mine up.
Shoot, I would beat mine up, but I got 2 of them. They're identical twins. They gang up on me, man. I got no chance.
Who's older, you or them?
Me, which makes it even worse.
What's the age gap difference? Hang on here.
Oh, it's 2 years.
2 years? Okay. All right, I got mine younger too. We're 3 years and 51 weeks apart.
Okay.
The only reason I know that is because our birthday is exactly a week apart.
I was gonna say that's some pretty exacto numbers right there.
Yeah, hers is May 15th, mine's May 22nd.
Well, happy early / late birthday here to you, whichever. I guess one's closer to it. And speaking of May, how about Andrew May here, Justin? He's still sitting P12, but it's still right within that battle that, well, not the battle that we were just looking at. That's up there with Kevin Click, Kyla McCarthy, and Caitlin Haight. Caitlin Haight still trying to make that inside line work, but I mean, here, NASCAR Next Gen, so aero tight. It's going to take a lap 2 or 3 for you to finally get that pass to finally happen. Still see Justin Gibbs going at it there in the Skittles machine.
Yeah, and right now that's kind of your pack again. We were talking about that Skittles Kyle Busch Memorial. RP Kyle. That's going to move gaming way up the racetrack right there. And if you're gaming, you're going to remember that one.
It's happening right in front of David Smeal Jr. He's running 15th position. He's really hoping to try to get away from this battle, but you don't want to go backwards away from the battle. You want to try to march forward. May down low, Smeal up top. Smeal gonna carry that throttle, carry that momentum out there, that outside line, wash up a little bit more, but that's Wounded Warrior Foundation at number 27. Oh goodness. Chevrolet Camaro got that pass to happen, and you see Joshua Gaiman, he's still P13, so not quite had that chance to come down in pit lane and try to adjust on that number 61, get a little bit more comfortable out there with this Chevy.
Balance and comfort, that's the name of the game around here. As long as you got it, don't be pushing it too hard. You know, and you may have a rough race car here to begin with, but you know, we talked about it last night. The sun kind of starts fading, and these cars change dramatically.
Car is going to change dramatically. You best hope that you don't start making contact with, or your diffuser or bump stops don't start making contact with the track. Charlotte Motor Speedway, as it continues to age, so super bumpy. You hit one of those bump stops, you hit one of the bumps, shoot you way up the racetrack. Bumps was probably the drinking word out from Texas Motor Speedway a couple of weeks ago, and well, even it is mile-and-a-half racing, but we're going to talk about those bumps from Charlotte as well. But thankfully, not like Texas, 1 and 2 a little bit more similar to one another, but I'll still add completely different from one another. Let's hop on board here with the old Kyler McCarthy camera shot. He's duking it, he's driving down there. He's got the live driver camera on the left, virtual on the right. Justin, what do you see here as he gets the clean air all over the nose?
Yeah, he's really going to rotate that bottom of the racetrack right there, but Click going to get a good run off and through there. So you got to get this thing wrapped to the bottom. Or, you know, some people will see kind of maybe it's this race plague zone and stuff. Don't want to start wearing them tires out as much running that bottom. You know, you'll see some people float right there to the middle of the racetrack. You know, kind of follow the grip, I guess you want to call it, whatever. I mean, you know, everybody says it's different, but really going to rotate that bottom right there, but not able to kind of get it rotated like you want it to.
Kevin Click, Kyler McCarthy, Caitlin Haight, 6th, 7th, excuse me, Height. Here it is twice. We'll get a tracker there on that one. Caitlin Knight, she's still running 8th, right behind Tyler Massey to P9. And then this battle that we still kind of keep switching back and forth here on. It's that battle that we just were mentioning. And then you still got Justin Gibbs, Stan Mayberry, Andrew May, Austin Griffey, and then Matthew Fitz about 2.9 seconds back behind this battle. But I mean, it's lap after lap after lap. How about the Austin Griffey? New look for him this week. Ride the Dente.
Ride the Dente. I was like, you know, speaking of Carson Host, well, I was watching his Twitch stream today. I was watching his Twitch stream because he was on live with Cletus. And then he was helping Cletus, like kind of they were doing iRacing stuff at Nashville. Next thing you know, him and Cletus opened a chat or opened a race with everybody, the Pro 4 trucks at Michigan. And you want to talk about a cluster. That looked like a cluster, but it looked like so much fun.
Nothing against the, well, I don't even know if I should go there, but I was going to say I guess the fan base for him, because you bring up
hey man, don't
fans.
even think about it.
Okay. I'm just kidding. Put all them in a hosted race at Talladega, or shoot, like you said, Michigan. It's what I'm saying there. It's like you ever run a either open wheel race or like even your official now. Anytime, Justin, that I see a host of our paint scheme, ever since he's gained the popularity that he's got, I'll stay a little bit away from him. I'm not saying that he's a bad driver. I'm not saying those fans are bad drivers, but it's kind of like Max Verstappen running anyone else running a Red Bull on an open wheel car. It's kind of one of those scenarios to me. I feel like that can be taken the complete wrong way, and I do apologize right now. I don't mean that the way it sounded.
I'm offended.
Yeah, see, that's, okay.
What a joke.
I know it.
You know what? I quit the broadcast.
Yeah.
Retiring.
Back up to
I like. Listen, you know what? Everybody can say what they want to about it. You know who, what, when, where, why. He just. But to me, I like the man because he says it how it is, and he's going to tell you what he thinks. It ain't going to be, car was good, sponsors thank the crew, that's it. He's going to put his own little twist about it. Because guess what? If they ever stuck a microphone in front of me, if I got over a race car, listen, I'm going to tell you whether it sucked or whether it was good. And 57 going to just, wiggle the bottom of the racetrack there. You had to back up and punt and see how bad she was.
Austin Griffey loose there out of turn number 2. I believe it may have, oh goodness, it's not thinking of it, but I mean, it's in the battle. Yeah, and it might be there this time outside of turn number 2. We kind of had that bifocal look there out at, and this time if we kind of get the bird's eye view camera shot, look at the 57, wrapping that inside. Remember, paint equals grip, but you start to wrap that apron there just a little bit too much, you'll start to oh, I had a joke out there, but it fizzled out. Austin Griffey, nice cat-like reflexes as he'll save that 57 machine.
Was that you do meow?
No, it wasn't. No. Something about turning himself into a rapper, but that's as far as I got. Rapping that inside.
Eminem?
Yeah, there you go. Well, Justin, we are, burning through this first stage, 40 out of 100. Appreciate each of you guys and gals there in YouTube land doing this. Ted, Ricardo, Keno out of Buenos Aires, Argentina, and Terry joining in there as well. Justin, what do you think, though, about, we're almost halfway. Oh, we cannot go to a caution. Oh, Joshua Gaiman goes around.
Gaiman is having a tough time here.
Yeah, we mentioned that once, twice, thrice earlier. That 61 just was not doing as the driver asked for it. And don't tell me that's engine smoke. Okay, that could have been huge, huge points implications there. But I think that's just dirt, dust, and debris at the end of that number 61.
I decided to hop on Train Paints because I haven't in a while, and just the amount of Kyle Busch schemes right now. Holy Moses. Let's take a look at what happened to Gaiman here.
I might save us one here. Yeah, it's outside of turn number 4. Oh, keep the foot in it, and he keeps it off the wall. Then he locks it down. Nice kind of evasive spin maneuvers right there for Joshua. He'll slide up the track a little bit, but our first caution flag of the night.
We're going to come out here. That thing just bit down there on the bottom.
On board here with Gaiman this time by. Trying to wrap that bottom line there out of the side of the corner of the exit, and maybe was it maybe too much steering input, too much throttle, or maybe that thing is just like you said, it is not driving well for Joshua Gaiman. He's thankfully didn't hit anything though, and I don't know if that'll be a drive-through penalty or not, or just a back of the pack pit penalty there for coming down in pit lane, but they might be able to get that one all cleared up. Justin. Yamentator, how about you? We're coming to you. Susie, the whole pack is in.
Yeah, basically everybody's going to come in right now. It's time to load her up with fuel, load her up with some fresh tires, and send it back on there, snag it on the button, go, 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 go. Everybody pretty much going to come in here, top them off. Your leaders, your mid-packers, everybody just coming in, going to top them off, roll them on. And away we shall be rolling. So, Sean, does the heat get pushed up maybe just a little bit, or does it, everybody just kind of ride and see where we're at right now?
Oh goodness, there's so many positions to be made up here on these race restarts, I think. But yeah, there's just. Yeah, you're kind of just want to hang out there as much as you can. Try to hold yourself back off and trying to hang out there too. And something to keep an eyeball on up here up front. Ken Baum Jr. I do believe passed. Yeah, he passed Joshua Susie. Ken Baum Jr. 12.5 seconds spent on in his box. Joshua Susie 14.57. So and that's 2 seconds faster pit stop for Ken Baum Jr. than anybody on the field. So. I'll tell you what I think Ken Baum Jr. did, Justin, is I believe he put just a little bit less of fuel in that full throttle performance turn to Terrible's Camry to just jump out there and into this race lead. But he's either gonna have to pit there just a couple laps earlier, or we'll have to see how this kind of strategy works out there for new race leader Ken Baum Jr. He's had the speed, had the pace to be there, and he's finally there.
You want to hear my take on this?
Let's do it.
My take on it is he forgot to turn his margin laps up.
Ooh.
And what I mean when I say margin laps is you can go in and add a little bit extra fuel there, and sometimes if you forget it, it won't add as much fuel, so you'll be maybe a couple laps short. And then when I say a couple, it's maybe one or two. It ain't much, but you know, that extra little bit of fuel could really make a difference between, you know, pitting by yourself and pitting with the field.
You bring up a great point there, Justin, and I think I'm going to bring up the best point here of the night. No, because I'm not. I just realized I made a mistake earlier on. I said that Ken Baum Jr. was. I said that Rosie was rooting him on. What am I saying? That's Brian Huntley Jr. I was thinking about. Two juniors, close enough. Hey, Rosie's probably still a fan. Maybe, could be. She can root on some Ken Baum Jr.
And we're fired.
Yeah, that's probably what third strike here tonight, I think. Back him up, Justin. Back him up.
We were doing so good. Finally learning Caitlin's last name. Finally getting names figured out, and now we're done fired.
Yeah. Time flies when you're having fun. It'll fly. The green flag will fly back and out here in a little bit of a staggered start. Joshua Susie, he'll work his way back to the inside line after, a 3 to 4 car length gap started to brew. Kevin Click, Jeremy Zarpos, Tyler Massey. Here comes the 3 wide storms.
We're still side by side through most of the field right here. Caitlin Height gonna come to the bottom right here. She's gonna look inside of Jeremy Zarfos there, that 17, Tyler Massey. This right here is for about 6th, 7th, and 8th, and there goes Zarfos, gonna lose his position to Caitlin. And Caitlin gonna go on the offense here and start attacking at number 17 as we dive back off in turns 1 and 2.
Joshua Susie is able to wrap that bottom line outside of turn number 2 as Ken Baum Jr. shoots his way up the racetrack. Sparks fly out that right rear quarter panel. He gets a little bit friendly with that outside wall, but doesn't give up this battle for the race lead. Kevin Gidney Jr. licking his chops, loves what he sees. That 31 able to take away P2. Here comes the pack versus Ken Baum Jr.
You don't want to get put out to in the wrong line, because boy howdy, you could really start dropping fast if these folks these cars start getting kind of figured out. He's going to have a little bit of help there coming up on the outside, but man, these cars kind of get linked up on one side of the racetrack, whether it's high side, low side. I mean, it's kind of like, you know, it's kind of like Atlanta. You know, you get hooked up right there, you can kind of make a little bit of hay. Boy, there goes Ken Baum. He's just kind of falling. It's almost like he didn't take tires or something like that. This thing's just not happy.
Golly, I was just fixing to say that, man. We've seen 2 versus 4 tire pit stops before, and I mean, it's definitely looking like that right now. Is continuing to fall further and further on back. I just don't know why that you'd risk that though for Ken Baum Jr. as a driver. Not only do you know that how important tires are, but I mean, you also have you basically ruin one whole set right there if you do take rights and not lefts, because you're not able to save those left sides for later here on the run. Once you go through, whether it's right sides or both right and left, that counts as one set.
You ever just sit back, watch some of these people race, and next thing you know, you're like, man, I wish I was racing.
Yes, plenty of times here, especially recently, and it's what I might be doing up here, coming up here, just in a little bit of time. I've missed my time back in behind the wheel, and to be honest, I've been needing a little bit of a mental breakouts here from back and behind the scenes, but we're still rocking, we're still rolling. But man, I feel you here, Justin. seeing these, man, this great ethical wheel racing here from full Throttle Performance Cup Series. It's, yeah, I'm wanting to be out here with them. Look at inches apart here, lap after lap after lap. 51 in the books, and we're still seeing door-to-door racing, 2, 3 in that 4th row back.
You know, yeah, I feel the same way. You know, you kind of get a middle break. I don't know about you, but most of the time when I just kind of feel burnt out, I'm gonna hop on the rig for a little bit, maybe cut some laps. What's your comfort car on here? You got like a comfort car that you like, you know, if I'm gonna go get away, kind of just a car that I can go hop into, a track I can go hop to and just run some laps and kind of helps relax you a little bit.
Yeah, that's a good question. Goodness gracious. You just get me in an official race. I don't know. You just get me turning some laps, but then you get in an official race and you start dealing with the I-rating BS and just try to make sure that you're making your margins there. So I don't know. Just if it were anything, I guess just give me stock car at Circuit of the Americas. That'll be a great. That's kind of my unwind. What about you, man?
You know, I ain't gonna lie, when I get bored, kind of just need something to do and everything, need a track that I enjoy, and it's just the midgets at the Chili Bowl.
You know, it's interesting you said that, because I almost said something dirt track related, but then you know, when you start talking about making fast laps in dirt tracks, but hey, I guess it doesn't matter. They don't got to be fast if we're just unwinding.
No, you know, to me, when I hop on there, when I go, you know, run the Chili Bowl or something like that, that place is just it's so demanding in the sense of like, that place you have to hit your mark every single time. There's no room for error. Especially like I can't wait for the day when they dirt AI there, because I'm going to spend a lot of time doing it. But like, you know, you got places so demanding in the sense of like you have to hit your mark every single time. It's not one of those tracks that like, oh, let me, you know, I can wash up a little bit here. No, you wash up there, next thing you know, there's 3 people coming by you and a 4th one trying to push you through them. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's just a fun little track, just cut up, goof around on, especially, you know, in a hosted lobby. You know, every once in a while, if I see a Chili Bowl in there with the midgets, I'll hop in there and goof around. But just a fun track, man.
Yeah, I'm picking up what you're putting down. It's when you said you racing against AI on dirt, Justin, I mentally pictured you just sending the deepest slide job in from the next state on over on some poor little AI.
Hey, listen, I would do it in a heartbeat too. Slide job or not, I'm putting that little son of a gun in the fence.
Speaking of getting put in the fence, Justin, how about our race checkup? No, we're not a doctor, but man, Ken Baum is. I mean, we got to go back here and see if it was a 2-tire pit stop.
Let's go back here. Let's see if we can find it.
So this is everyone coming down pit lane for our first and only caution flag. Well, not for our caution flag, but afterwards, after it did fly. And here, let's count them up here, Justin. Got the bifocals out. What you see on that Jeremy Zarfos photography. Turn 2, Terrible's Toyota Camry. Holy cow, Ken Baum Jr. He
Bingo.
is a sneaky son of a gun. That, you're not missing anything out there, folks. That is Ken Baum Jr.'s strategic call. He had so much speed and pace, but he is saving a set of tires. No tires on the 2. Did you see that coming? Because I mean, it sounds like you're speechless.
I kind of am.
That really caught me off guard. Like, broadcast frozen, low, we still rocking, you still rolling? Yeah, we're still rocking, we're still rolling. And that, ladies and gentlemen, Ken Baum Jr., the fact that he has 1 extra set of tires available, and talk about tire fall off. Fastest lap time tonight, 25.25. Last lap by about a whole second slower throughout this whole pack.
has fell all the way to 19th.
You know, he's going to keep falling.
He may be just, I don't know, how many sets of tires did we get?
We only got 4, and that is very, very limited sets, especially in a long as heck race like you're here tonight, longest of the season.
Yeah, so, you know, might be one of those instances, you know, he's banking on a late race caution, something like that, and just trying to have a set there ready to go in case at the end of the day, you know, everybody comes in and they've kind of just got scuffs, come in, top them off with a little bit of fuel, but Ken Bob's got that last set to work with. I hate the call, you know, but it's a tough position to be in.
Yeah, it's like you said, he is really banking on a caution, or at least a caution at some point in the race, because right now, if this thing were to continue to run green, I mean, Ken Baum Jr., he is not set up for any sort of success, but banking on some sort of caution, and you can see the speed difference in pace right now. I mean, look right there behind him, you got Justin Steves, Michael Self, George Wood about 3 seconds back. Justin Steves, though, continued to close out there on this gap. He was 7/10 back, about 1 to 2 laps to go. Here comes that Red Bull Motorsports number 4. Justin, he's up now. Well, excuse me, Justin's now up, who still, well, he was closing that gap, but now still about 4/10 of a second back. Back up front, though, Susie, Click, Haight. Did I get it right? No, it's Height. Just Heights. This 2/10 of a second battle heating up here as well. That's 3 times.
You know, you can't expect us to change it on a week's notice.
That's right. That's right. Well, Justin, what do you say? I forgot. Well, I didn't. I got a little distracted out there. Ooh, Kevin Click. You got to heat that right rear tire up as he loose out there outside of turn number 2. What do you say we get a little crank it up scenario, a section out here for the our legends, and as well as the legends who we have lost. Crank it up, ladies and gentlemen. This is Justin Y'all, Sean Zim. We'll be right back up here with you in the booth. Thanks, everybody. Ladies and gentlemen, crank it back down. Susie, Click, Haight, 1, 2, 3. Excuse me, Height, 4, 5, 6. Massey, Jeremy, Zarfo still up here after starting P3. Zarfo's P5. Stefan Oberstadt after starting P2, I believe. He's still rocking P6. All right, well, Kevin Click, Caitlin Haight still continue to go at it. They were just door to door. Caitlin Haight still try to dive it deep within turns 1 and 2. Trying to get this back-to-back. Could be podium or even a back-to-back race win in the Full Throttle Performance Cup Series. Caitlin Height, she's got some longer run speed, especially as this track continues to lose temperature and build grip.
Height gonna really do that. There's a tally mark for me. Let's go ahead and put it in the books. I hope you folks at home that made fun of us for saying it are having a good laugh for us. Bunch of turds.
Inside joke, my inside as well. Now Caitlin's going to look down the inside. Tyler
it's not
Massey,
an inside joke anymore.
Yeah, now that.
It's an outside joke.
Yeah. Oh, man. I'm at a loss for words here, Justin. This is almost turning into one of those endurance kind of broadcasts where the commentators start to lose their minds a little bit up here in the booth. And I think I've lost mine here from the start, and maybe you're starting to join me. I don't know what it is.
Is it poo hour?
What's that?
You ever heard of poo hour?
That is not what I thought you said, and nope.
You don't know what poo hour is? Poo hour is really like you've been awake for a while.
Oh, okay,
like
yeah.
And everything, it's kind of like when you become delirious and hallucinating and stuff like that, and everything's just funny. That's what we call it, is poo hour.
That's pretty good, and honestly, I've never heard of that one.
Good stuff.
It sounds exactly like what I'm kind of going through here with. And talk about the drivers going through it. Joshua Gaiman, we have mentioned his name once, twice, thrice, whether it's been for the better or the worse. Points leader coming into this race, Justin, spinning outside of turn number 4. How about Gaiman? Looks like he was able to put some adjustments on that number 61 Santa Cruz Syndicate machine, and right now works his way backing up into P10.
Comes over Stagger, look to the inside of Zarfos here. Zarfos going to wash that baby up the racetrack. He's really going to be able to keep it outside. That number 3 arm machine having a tough time trying to get around through here.
Stepping off the throttle, maybe it visually kind of looked like he downshifted that thing back within 4th gear. We saw that once, twice, thrice last night, Bump and Run Cup Series, inside line versus outside line. I love this zoomed in camera shot right now. You can really compare, contrast these racing lines here. Charlotte Motor Speedway, here comes the inside once more, but after Zarfos able to rock and roll that outside, house is a rockin', don't bother knocking. Jeremy Zarfos continues to hold off that P5 position.
What you think? What would you rather be, outside, inside?
I love this question every time I get asked it, because really up here, if you're Kevin Click, I think that you're trying to play a little bit of aero blocking out there on Caitlin Hayes. We've seen Caitlin continue to run the inside line, and I think it was Kyler McCarthy we talked about kind of being a bottom feeder within kind of the Dover, which we weren't able to make Dover, but the Dover and Charlotte Motor Speedway races. And, well, McCarthy, after saying that, he's continued to work that bottom line, as is Caitlin Hayes, continuing to see that number 11. Bottom line, I think, is going to prevail out there within the long run, but the top side here, Justin, you can work out that speed, that momentum that's really kind of compromises the gain, the loss that you lose running the outer line around this racetrack. And that's what I love about NASCAR Next Gens and these intermediate tracks. I can't wait until Chicagoland, because I know that these NASCAR Next Gens are going to put on a show, but we got these full Throttle Performance Cup Series drivers. We know that they're going to put on a show as well.
Yeah, you know they're going to bring the heat. They're going to make sure that, you know, when you go home dinner night, like you got your money's worth out of it. You got your time's worth, I guess, since we don't really charge for tickets here.
We should.
You got your time's worth out of it.
Imagine if we charged just $1 for every one of those cardboard cutouts out there, right side.
Man, hey man, we could both retire early.
Life would be good. Life good right now if you focus your attention on the left side of your screen, the timing and scoring tower. You can see where your favorite driver, the amount of positions they have gained or lost here since the start. Matthew Fitz, he's gained 5 spots since the drop of the green. Backing up here between that battle between P2 and P3. Caitlin Hayes up 16 spots. Susie and Click tied. Click's clicking off those inside, clicking off laps on that inside line. 7, now 6 positions gained since the start. I mean, this has been a pass finally for Caitlin Hayes, lap after lap. Height. Caitlin Height. That's now strike 4. Caitlin finally able to make that pass, but that pass happened after about 4 laps of trying to do it.
We'll get there. We'll get there. Be patient with us.
I think you're already there.
It's still early.
Okay. Justin, you ever done any sort of like endurance racing or any sort of, I was about to say endurance broadcast, but I think this is turning into one once more. You get that, what you call it? Poo? Something?
2 hours.
Poo, there you go. That was poo brain.
Nope, never done it. I don't think I would last. I'd be, you just hear in the background.
Endurance racing, I mean, kind of oval racing, or you could call it that. Still second, third, fourth, fifth, all separated by 0.2 of a second. And we still have battles all around this racetrack. I need a double camera here. I need a kind of a split camera shot. Need a whole other iRacing account to set it up because we have these door-to-door battles all and around the town. How about Matthew Fitz? This is another one of our league owners and admins who we have to shout out. Matthew Fitz, appreciate you having Justin and I back here for some more Full Throttle Performance Cup Series action this season. And if you don't believe it, well, you better, because this is halfway through the season that Charlotte Motor Speedway marks. And Justin, he's got Matthew has this real tight battle up there in front. Holy 93, Justin Gibbs has to get out the gas.
Gibbs floated that baby on up there, and Fitz kind of had to back out of it. He seen the writing on the wall and said, let me back out a little bit. Goes to the bottom of the racetrack and able to make the move happen.
See, I think you're going to get even a little bit more give and take from these Full Throttle Performance Cup Series drivers. I mean, not only is it week after week after week of close quarter combat racing, close ethical wheel racing as well, but here at a longer race, well, as soon as I said that, though, it's still inches apart. Backing up here between battles 1, 2, and 3 starts to calm down a little bit more, but 4th, 5th, and 6th heating up, turning on the boiler. Jeremy Zarfos, he is still inside line and still continuing to run in the top 5. It's been an immaculate night here for Zarfos. That means a caution on the speedway. Oh, it's Gaiman again.
Oh man, Gaiman's going to put this one behind him.
Not only put this one behind him, but also back it behind the virtual victory lane and in the garage. There he heads to it.
He just went ahead and caught.
We get a great look out here at the virtual Charlotte Motor Speedway and the road course that slices left, right, back, center throughout there. We're getting this race replay here queued and viewed up. This is another Joshua Gaiman. We had seen this here before him. This was. Well, this time it was outside of turn number 2. Oh no, he is late to lock it down, and honestly, Justin, I don't think he did lock it down until about afterwards. I think he knew that he was going towards that inside wall and just said that's all she wrote.
Yeah, I think he just accepted fate there.
Yeah, that's the word. Golly, I mean, you hate it for Joshua Gaiman. And back up here on the setup talks here, Justin, I mean, some of these drivers known to run some very aggressive setups, and sometimes either too aggressive or you just ultimately kind of just miss the whole mark on the set. Not you as the driver, but the setup builder themselves. And man, Gaiman, he has been struggling, and not really a driver known to struggle here in Full Throttle Performance as he leads our point standings.
Yeah. Never really know what to expect. You show up to this racetrack and man, you just kind of hope for the best there. And man, right now, a tough go out of there for Gaiman. You have those nights every once in a while, but luckily, with going to this all season format, you kind of open up your possibilities of having a bad race or two and not hurting you too bad.
How about this one's not going to hurt you too bad? This one's going to help you. This caution will help. Ken Baum Jr. too good. Tried to bounce back on that one, but Ken Baum, this is the exact caution that he needed. And right now, if we had live racing odds for Full Throttle Performance Cup Series, I mean, I don't even know if Vegas would kind of pick up on what Ken Baum Jr. is putting down right now after he saved that whole set of tires. Now that strategy, though, it looks to be joined by Caitlin Height and Kevin Gibney Jr. They had last pit on lap 42, so about, let's see, oh goodness, what lap are we on here? We're on lap 86 now, so Caitlin Height and Kevin Gibney Jr. are going to have dramatically less fuel in their tanks coming to take this stint in the race.
It is all strategy call. You look at it and, kind of looking at our point standings here. Whoa, I can't see nothing here.
Sorry. Is it all? I bet it's all blurry
It's
out
all
there for you.
good.
Hopefully I
It's a
didn't
little
jump
blurry,
scare
but
with
it'll be
you.
all right.
Well,
It's all right. It'll be all right.
it's still the Josh and Josh show. This is point standings here coming into
There we
the
go.
race.
I can see it now.
All right,
Gamon's
Justin,
up
you got
front. Susie, Massey, Baum. You know, and Caitlin with her wins right there jumped up, 10 spots to show you. And, you know, she's missed a couple of races here and there. So, you know, be in the top 10 right now, Caitlin, you know, a couple of good races right there. It shows you that it really makes a difference.
Exactly. This very, very long race season. We of course, as these drivers know, and as the fans probably know here at this point, we follow almost each and every single one of the real life NASCAR Cup Series, the schedule. Not sure what is quite scheduled here for the San Diego Street Circuit. Not sure if there's no way iRacing got that out there out in their scanners, because man, I'd be scanning a little bit of top secret equipment out there in San Diego. What was it, military Air Force Base?
Yeah, they may do like Chicago Street Course, something like that.
Oh, there you go. Be down for some more Chicago Street Course action. Real quick, back in.
Actually, ever raced a Chicago Street Course.
Oh, you got to, Justin. Oh boy. Real quick, back in before green, we see that America 250th birthday, 1776 for Nicholas Schell, repping the red, white, and blue as we race in remembrance here tonight. It only says 14 laps to go up on the left of your screen within stage 1, but there will not be a stage break. Stage points dished out, though. Caitlin Height, race leader. Kevin Gibney Jr., Joshua Susie, 1, 2, 3. Here comes the hurricane of a pack for 5th and 6th on back. 3 wide.
They are side by side all over this place right now. Look at them getting 3 wide. Somebody going to poke their nose up there on the high side.
Remember,
Caitlin, we're side by side. It spread everywhere through here. Kevin Quick going to try to see what he can do here. Caitlin Height up front. Height. Oh, Matt's going to go with a little bit of a block there on McCarthy, but you know, say it's the block, it's just good friendly racing all around for them 2 guys.
Hey, I don't hate a block. I don't hate a little aero block. I think you get 1, maybe 2 of them, but that third one, you're going to get your left rear quarter turn. Kyler McCarthy, Tyler Massey going at it. Here comes Stefan Oberstadt as well. Keep an eye on that Joshua Susie machine, the driver who led so many laps here tonight. It was 80, count them, 80. He's out there up top. Whoa, contact in the back. There goes Andrew May. It's still so far so green. That's going to be Chris Lynn, who does an immaculate job at saving that car. We got Ken Baum Jr. on the inside line out there of that number 93 of Justin Gibbs. Justin Gibbs kisses the outside wall, but my goodness, we're somehow still racing, Justin.
How do they say that? That was...
Sparks were flying. Are you kidding me? Oh, Baum Jr.
Oh, no. We're wadding them up. Oh, no.
We're not wadding them up.
It looked like a wad up session back there.
Taking another look here at it. Probably 1 to 2 more looks at it before we get back into live racing action. There's Andrew May at the 57. Austin down low. Man, Ken Baum Jr. He was coming with a head of steam out there outside of turn number 2. And Andrew May, I mean, he was just there, it almost looked like. And look at the rest of this pack that did an amazing job in missing this. Chris Lynn down low. That's just one of them. One more look here at it here. We'll hop on board with, let's hop on board with Ken Baum Jr.
Let's take a look-see on this one.
So this outside of 3 and 4. He's down or upshifted out there in the exit of 4. Here we go across the stripe.
Break it down for me. Inside, that's Ken Baum.
Okay, I got to take this back here, Justin. We got to get back out here to the race lead. Massey, McCarthy, Caitlin Height still duking it out. And I bring us back out here to the race lead because in just a flip of a switch, Caitlin Height, she'll drop back into P3. Kevin Gibney Jr. trying to make some stage points happen or whatever the story was there. He'll fall back into about P6 now. More dirty air over that nose. Those spent racing tires now really starting to feel that out there for Caitlin Height and Kevin Gibney Jr. Tyler Massey back out here and out up front. Here's how he ends. Here's how Tyler Massey gets around Caitlin Height. Caitlin Height a little bit slower on that inside line. Outside line of Purveyor there for Massey. Tyler Massey, the Stam Studio Network Memorial 17 machine out and up front. He's sitting P3 in the points. Quite a few wins here on the season as well, I do believe.
Yeah, and like I said, it's an all season affair.
Quick, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Massey, McCarthy, Oberstadt. Oberstadt works his way back up to P3. David Smith Jr. and Caitlin Height up in 14 spots gained. Brett Strickler, though. Brett Strickler, we haven't really mentioned too much here tonight. But he's going to work that outside line. Maybe a little bit of contact there with that outside safer barrier. Maybe a little bit of boost there as well. Strickler up back into P6, but that puts Caitlin Height into P5 and then 6. Kevin Gibney Jr., Joshua Susi, Matthew Fitz, and then Austin Griffey with an amazing run tonight in the Ride the Dente. Chan Spence, if you're watching, that's what it's all about right there. Also, Chan and Spence, my buddies and I went to Cheddar's here today for lunch. My first time at Cheddar's, but not their first time, and we got to get a little Memorial Kyle Busch lunch action. But McCarthy, he'll work that outside line around Massey. Massey, it almost looks like he gave the race lead to McCarthy there.
Hey, Cheddar's is gas, man.
I've
only had it like once or twice.
Dude, I had no clue. And then I went today. I think that's my new favorite spot. Take a look here. I'm not sure if Tyler Massey's exit was just... No, look there. You can tell definitely Tyler Massey. He gets out of the gas. It's almost like that 17. He doesn't want to lead right now. He gives over the race lead to our man back and on our live driver eye camera shot on the left side of your screen. Justin Kyler, he looks locked.
You know, that 24 machine, he has got it locked in. As we're looking on the onboard here and watching the foot cam, watching him go to work. Look at the eyes right there, locked in.
Oh, Brett Strickler washes up.
Oh, washed it.
That's how my grandma says washed.
Up.
I think I make fun of her still every time. Graham, if you're watching, make sure you get that laundry. Make sure you get those dishes and wash them up.
All right, we're going to have a little bit of a pause here. What do you call the thing that you put the groceries in at like a Walmart?
Oh, a shopping cart? A grocery cart?
See, I call it a buggy.
A buggy? Hang on now. Time out. I ain't that far south. No, I'm just kidding. I've heard it before. Hang on real quick, Justin. I'll get right back here to you on the old buggy chat. But really quick, stage 1 winner. It's Kyler McCarthy. This is exactly what McCarthy needed here tonight as far as stage points go. He'll have points headed his way, but no caution flag out here tonight for state. Well, as we've seen within the whole season, McCarthy continuing to lead, but here comes Massey once more. He's continuing to contest for this battle out and up front, Justin.
We're just kind of slowly poking back at it here. I mean, this has kind of been the class of the field so far. These two up front. Here comes Massey, going to run that outside line. McCarthy got anything to do with it? No, sir. He's just going to let him have it, make him run it. He's going to tag the walls. He comes off the corner, but how about Massey to the race lead?
Massey back and around the turn. He works his way back and around 24 of Kyler, back into the race lead after it almost looks like he just gave a little point by there a couple laps ago. Stefan Oberstadt, David Schmiel Jr., and Brett Strickler door to door within turns 1 and 2. Apologies. My grandma texted me. She's not listening. Wash him up. Oh my God. Oh, a little bit of broad block up there for Brett. Brett, I'll tell you here, Justin, I think he's done messing around, but I'll also tell you, you call him a buggy? What?
Yeah, buggy.
Buggy. It almost sounds like you got a Piggly Wiggly goat. Do you have Piggly
Hey, don't
Wiggly
talk
in there?
about the hoggly woggly like that. Don't you dare put that curse on me, Ricky Bobby. I love a good hoggly woggly.
Man, Texas is missing out. I'll agree with you on that thing. We got to get some Piggly Wigglies down here in our sector.
Y'all ain't got no Piggly Wigglies? How many
No,
Dollar Generals
no.
y'all got?
We got enough.
Surprised y'all know what a Dollar General is.
Yeah, I'm still a little bit upset that Dollar Tree, and that was kind of my thing growing up, going to, oh, everything's here $1. Don't mind if I bug out there. But shoot, now even Dollar Tree, not everything just $1.
Was for a little while. The dollar done got a little high.
Yeah, I'm coming to that realization here pretty quick.
What is $1 in today's world?
You know, it feels a whole lot like nothing, I'll tell you that. Speaking of, I don't know. I don't have any way to tie that back here into racing, but I will tell you what, though, Justin. Caitlin Haight, I think here comes that tie into racing. She's feeling a kind of bit of influx of the effects of maybe it's tire inflation, some sort of inflation. Caitlin Haight, she's feeling effects that are up, and she'll fall back into P7. Remember, she was up there running in top 1, 2, 3 earlier on here within this race.
She had that maybe, I mean, on a rail earlier. Kind of just, and again, we talked about the strategy earlier, you know, down the road it may be a call on her to hold off on it.
And my goodness, Justin, I'm just taking a glance at, it wasn't Caitlin Haight, but Chris Lynn. Last time in pit lane, I didn't see that 32 have too much damage from that second caution that had ensued, because I thought that 32 had missed it quite quick, fast, and in a hurry. But Chris Lynn, he showed last pit time, he spent 38 seconds in his pit box, where really we've seen most of these drivers spend about 15 to 16 seconds. Chris Lynn, he got that damage repaired. And he's still got the speed within that Chevrolet Camaro, all white on that number 32, chasing our front two right now, Tyler Massey and Kyler McCarthy.
We're starting to kind of see maybe the slowdown. We've talked about it a couple times here of people slowing up just a little bit and maybe trying to save a little bit of tire here. Maybe make this stretch last a little bit longer. But at what point, if you kind of start throwing that caution to the wind, where you can start kind of getting after a little bit more?
Take a gander on that bottom right side of your screen. You see Caitlin Haight, P7 right now. She last pit on lap 42. She does not have enough fuel within that car to make it as far as her co-drivers out there right back and in front and behind her. She'll have to make her way down into pit lane. Let's see, I mean, it's got to be close. We got to get back ready to that margin, or get closer to that margin. It'll be interesting as far as that strategy goes for Caitlin Haight and Kevin Gibney Jr. Right now, the only two drivers shown on that last lap pit on 42. They're trying to make kind of that Brian Utley Jr. strategy work, where you're checking in on Brian Utley Jr. Excuse me, I keep doing, that's the second time there that one tonight. Ken Baum Jr., after trying to make that strategy work, he's only up into P13 right now. But remember, him, Caitlin Haight, and Kevin Gibney Jr. should have an extra set of tires and left in their pits if so desired.
Yeah, and you don't realize how much them things are going to come into play later on in the road. You know, you're going to be looking at it, and next thing you know, you're going to be really questioning your stuff. Maybe question if it was worth it to maybe hold that last set. And we may have one down here at the end where you got to have them, and then it works out in your favor.
for those of you that are just now joining in, it's been a lot of clean, ethical wheel racing here tonight. Only 2 cautions for 6 laps for a total of 4 different lead changes. Caitlin Haight this time by down in virtual pit lane. So we'll have to see what she does as far as tires, what she does as far as fuel. I mean, this should be just a full pit stop here. It should be 4 tires, should be full of Sunoco race fuel. That Visa Cash App number 11 Toyota Camry looks like exactly what the doctor ordered.
Come in, get you some tires, a little bit of that Sunoco fuel. Top her off, make sure you're good to go here. And I don't think it's money stop time, Sean. I think you still got at least one more before you do.
You are exactly right there, Justin. And it's something that just crossed my mind waves here. Is, man, I woke up to a I did fall asleep last night pretty quick. Some back-to-back broadcasts. I mean, it killed me physically and mentally. But I woke up to some messages out there in the Bump and Run Discord and saw some. I mean, I don't think we saw it on the broadcast last night, Justin, but apparently there was some battling for the race lead with maybe a driver that was 2, 3, 4 laps down, and or maybe kind of set up some other opportunities there. But as this race continues to run underneath green flag, I think that we will. I mean, you see him up there right in the distance. We're starting to deal with a little bit of slower lap. No, not necessarily slower, but just lap traffic here, and that not only sets up an opportunity out there for P2 and P3 and on beyond, but something to think about here if you're the race leader and you really got to start to kind of work your race lines 1 to 2 to 3 laps before you start to feel that dirty air wake of the driver you could be lapping here within the next couple of laps.
Yeah, and you know, we've kind of hinted at it a couple times throughout the season as this went on. You know, this newer update, you know, it's kind of made the X-Gen cars drive a little bit differently.
Oh, totally.
You really got to make sure, yeah, you really got to make sure you race smart, race clean. And the aero on them, so you got to be smart of how you pass folks. You don't want to upset your car's aero, and next thing you know, you're looking at the wall when you should be looking at the racetrack.
Yeah, we've seen it here about twice tonight here, and I think it has only been with, unfortunately for Joshua Gaiman, and we still see that Chevrolet Camaro in Santa Cruz get back down and still back behind the wall. So unfortunate for our race leader, and that should really skyrocket Joshua Susi, depending on his runouts here tonight from the virtual Charlotte Motor Speedway. But both points leaders still kind of, I mean, not running where we would expect the 2 Joshes to run here from at an ever-trending track like Charlotte. Into the day and into night, but backing out up front, Massey, McCarthy, and Oberstadt just now separated by 0.2 of a second. McCarthy has been stalking and creeping out the dungeon. He has been sitting there back within P2. Maybe he just doesn't want to burn as much fuel out there as our rowdy Stam Studio Network Tyler Massey. Harvest Ford Mustang continues to burn out there and out up front. There goes Andrew May. He'll hold that bottom line outside of exits 3 and 4.
We're right to the bottom of that racetrack. They're going to try to see what he can do. He's going to poke that nose in there just a hair. And I really don't hate the line here. You know, you got to kind of get to a point where the bottom line, you know, everybody's you're going to see just kind of hang out right there. So you got to really figure out, you know, where your car's happy at, whether it's happier on the bottom, on the high side.
I think clean air is such. Oh, sorry, Justin, you got it.
No. I agree with what you're saying. Clean air is going to be king here. You know, wherever your car feels happiest at, that's where you got to put it.
That's exactly what it looks like. So that number 3, orange and blue Chevrolet Camaro machine. Looks like he's going to continue to run that inside just lap after lap until he can finally get it away from Kyla McCarthy. Brett Strickler starting to stick his nose up within this battle, and then we still have Griffey, Lucy, Nicholas Shell, and Josh, and excuse me, that's Susie and Nicholas Shell going at it. We got Chris Lynn. I believe that'll be Austin Griffey going at it there. Once again, battles here still all over this racetrack. Battles heating up for the race lead. I don't know what to focus on here, Justin.
Yes.
Yes, all of the above.
Too bad we ain't got about 6 different cameras so you can watch all of it.
I'm saying, man. So Brett Strickler still, I think we mentioned that earlier here within the race, but still licking his chops, sitting still P4. Davis Meal Jr. 1.9 seconds back in P5. Matthew Fitz, Chris Lynn. There's that battle with Chris Lynn. Austin Griffey duking it out within turns 1 and 2. Long way to go, long time to get there. Austin Griffey having himself a night, up 8 spots since the drop of the green.
Yeah, just a good solid night. And again, goes back to points matter, positions matter. You know, even if you're a lap down, you know, at a certain point, you got to look at it as you know, if I'm 15, 16, but I'm a couple laps down, you know, and maybe down the road, you know, that'll give me a couple points at the end of the season.
So Justin, I mean, we can't interview a driver as it's green flag conditions, but if you're leading the equivalent of what would be the Coke 600 here live on Stam Studio Network, well, this is the Wheeler 200. Charlotte, if you're watching this race, hey, this race was sponsored out there. Fry your pops for you. Waving to there, Charlotte virtually. But back here from Charlotte Motor Speedway, Justin, if you're a race leader, Tyler Massey, what's going through your minds right now? We're continuing to burn off fuel, burn off these grip and the tires, trying to hold off hard charging, stepping overstat.
Yeah, you got to be smart here. Overstat right now, he may go into conserve mode here.
Talking about conserve mode. I don't know if it's conservative or aggression right there. Kyler McCarthy, Brett Strickler. Brett, he is tired of waiting. He wants that final driver interview spot bad here tonight on Stam Studio Network. Strickler striking his way up the race line. Sparks fly with that right rear quarter panel. 38 though, turn 2 terrible. Jeremy Zarfos photography. It may not be a turn 2 terribles Toyota Camry, but turn 2 terrible Chevrolet Camaro. How about Brett Strickler? 18 spots and trying to get at least that P3 back for McCarthy right here. Oh, boy.
Look at the inside here.
I mean, it looks like a bass for the race lead, but that is Justin Gibbs trying to unlap himself, and you can't fault him for it. He's got the speed, he's got the pace, looks like tires to do it. But Massey, though, tries to fight back and around that inside.
Massey going to try to battle around here. On board right now with this 93 machine.
Look at that tire difference. Holy cow.
Yeah, just a whole bunch.
So Justin Gibbs, he pit 8 laps ago. Tyler Massey and gang that are shown in the lead lap, well, they pit on lap 85, which was a ways ago. So that's why we see just so much speed out of that Justin Gibbs machine. He'll work his way back. At least 1 lap gains there.
Just kind of a good little hornet's nest here, race cars. That's George Wood right there.
Chris Lynn.
Steve's. Oh, that's Chris Lynn, sorry.
Hey, they both got some white Chevrolet Camaros. You're good.
Yeah. You know, you start looking at it, you look at these cars all the time.
They do start to kind of morph into one another, I do think.
You start staring at the screen for long enough, they all morph into one.
Yeah. Well, Oberstadt, McCarthy, he's kind of playing the long run game right now. This is something that I've noticed out there with Kyler. He's kind of it almost looked like giving the race lead from Tyler Massey, and then McCarthy will fall back to about 3rd and 4th after. After some tight battling out there with Brett Strickler. McCarthy, this time he'll do some tight door quarter. Is he clear? Not quite over Stefan Oberstadt. Stefan Oberstadt, he'll fall back in line. Looks like clear now. McCarthy back within the real life driver eye camera shots. Foot cam as well. McCarthy back up to P2.
Yeah, look at him locked in right here. Look here, he's in there cheering him on at some point or another.
You know, I know that we brought up the foot cam here before for reasons that aren't quite serious, but I am going to be a little bit more I'm I'm going to break down that foot cam. Look, he's touched just a little kiss of that brake within entrance to turn 3. But something that I noticed, Justin, that foot cam, it is completely different from some other tracks we run. I mean, he would have that left and right foot. He would have them kind of on those pedals differently, so it's interesting to see short track from intermediate from super speedway racing, kind of the difference in the Kyler McCarthy foot cam and how he keeps his feet. Look at him keeping loose out there with him as well.
Yo, just seeing him locked in right there. Again, these little battles right here, man, they have not checked up at all.
Check up. We're going to check in on Ken Baum Jr. right there, and in between Joshua Susi and Jeremy Zarfos for P11. Jeremy Zarfos and George Wood going at it for P12 and 13 right there behind, but holy Joshua Susi, both of our points leaders here tonight. Here comes Susi back and across the racetrack. Oh my days. That 81, I don't know if that's a hardware issue right there or what, but I mean, my goodness gracious, that could have been big and or huge.
Could have been rough. I mean, his car's still going forward, man. That thing just hooked on the bottom, and when it did, it just went around through there.
Watch, this is a scary part right there. I think there you got, oh my goodness.
Yeah, everybody's trying to get out of the way.
Let's hop on board here with Joshua Susi, this time buying his virtual driver eye camera shot. Well, it's going to be next lap here. Here we go for Susi. Okay. Back her up, put her in reverse.
Thing just hooks, man. Thing hooked right, and away it went. Excuse me, hooked left.
You remember when you said early in the race, Justin, that we got to see somebody take a right-hand turn? It's something about with a right-hand turn. Well, would you count that as a right-hand turn?
Left?
Yeah. Well, backing up in that ear to him, Tyler Massey leads McCarthy, leads Oberstadt, but Brett Strickler, he is still there. And as these second, third, and fourth battles here heat up, David Smeal Jr. closes the gap. He still sits P5. Matthew Fitz. He's not throwing any fits here tonight. Cool, calm, and collected is that driver 69 test pilot Ford Mustang. Matthew Fitz up P6. Chris Lynn P7. How about Austin Griffey P8? Duking it out there with Caitlin Height. Caitlin, unfortunately, she's just continuing to lose positions right now, showing one lap down even.
It went from good to bad real quick like for Caitlin.
Nope. I apologize there. I was trying to, yeah, she's still shown one lap down, as is now Joshua Susi. So, ladies and gentlemen, here, tonight with both of our points leaders now out, well, not out of the race here just yet, but Susi down in P15, Game and our points leader back and behind the virtual wall. Tyler Massey, who sits P3 in the points, leading this race if he is able to come away and down and visit us in virtual victory lane tonight. We could see Tyler Massey leading both points series within bump and run and full throttle performance. Brett Strickler, though, he sits the respectful 11th in the point standings. Brett Strickler, though, he's turned up the wick here recently, finishing P8 from Watkins Glen, a little bit of left and right 2 weeks ago. Brett Strickler P4, David Smeal Jr. still sits P5, duking it out there still with Chris Lynn and Austin Griffey.
How about that? That'd be cool. See a man leading both points series, that'd be wild. Just consistency across the board is all it is, but we still got a long, long race to go.
Justin, did you catch the Charlotte truck race by chance?
A little bit.
I'll tell you, I had a little bit of coinage up there on career day because I thought that would just be, it would have been so special. But did you see, or did you at least see out there on Instagram or something when that truck, he got turned up there, tried to make a block happen on that back straightaway, and he started to take flight into that truck. Oh, you almost blew over the dang fence. Not the fence, but
I did see that part. I did see that part, man. That thing, it just hit the right angle at the wrong place, and it got up, and you'd have thought, oh shoot, fire! Here he goes.
Yeah, my jaw dropped as soon as he hit the air, and it was good that truck did come back down, but before smacking that inside wall.
I mean, it still hit hard on the driver's side when it come back around. Yeah. When it finally sat down and it come around, I was like, ooh, that's going to be a hit and a half. And sure enough, and it hit a ton.
Driver's side there, but hopefully Corey Day, and I think he'll be A-okay to where Michigan they're coming up here this weekend. Massey, McCarthy, Oberstadt still running 1, 2, 3. Strickler though runs B4. David Spiel Jr. And remember, that's, I mean, how many laps ago? Maybe 10 now that I'd mentioned David Spiel Jr. was continuing to close that gap. Well, this time by this is David Spiel Jr. He's only 7/10 back. We saw Ken Baum Jr. down there in virtual pit lane. That number 2, a little bit of damage on that front left side, but 4 tires. Full of Sunoco race fuel. 57 laps to go here, Justin. What do you say? Final time tonight? Should we give it to him?
You're going to see everybody right here. You're going to see them just still racing hard. That's going to be number 1 key, obviously so. But the thing is, who is going to be able to make it out of here alive? Who's going to be able to stretch this last tank out? Who's going to be able to make the right calls on pit road here in just short amount of time? And who's really going to be the game changer here? Who's going to make the difference here? That's going to, that's going to put them out front here at the end. 2 tire, 4 tire, obviously you want to pack it full of Sunoco fuel. But Zarfo's going to tag the wall there.
Golly, you got to hate that for Jeremy Zarfos. He had a nice night going for him in that number 29 machine.
A good night of going. He's going to start looking to hunt down this 3 machine. Going to get right up next to him, kind of take the arrow away from him. Dive it off in there. And I think Oberstadt sees that, so he's just kind of letting some of these guys that are maybe a lap or 2 down get them by. Obviously that's going to put some space between you and the car in front of you, but you're not having to wear your tires out trying to battle these guys.
Well said there, Justin. And I do believe that Jeremy Zarfos, he had pit just a couple laps ago, putting him on newer tires compared to those older ones there. And I think maybe this is the replay and on by. Well, it's going to be, it'll be the next lap. Apologies here, but Zarfos, I mean, we saw it out there within the live camera shot. You can see how much damage that did do up there to that right front. Left front already had bid damage on that number 29 for Jeremy Zarfos there as well. So he'll keep his foot in it, try to keep this rock and rolling, backing up and out up front. And Justin, I think the phone's ringing. We're coming to you.
Here we go, coming in hot. Here comes Spitz, going to come in, get tires, fuel, topper off. Right side's going on. There's Strickler right there going left side's on now. Away we go.
4 tire pit stops out there for both Matthew Fitz and Brett Strickler. George Wood is in the pits as well. There goes the right side. Here comes the left side work. George Wood, he's having himself a nice run here tonight from Charlotte Motor Speedway. 8 spots gained since the drop of the green, and that probably doesn't even show the big picture there as George makes his way back and around the town, even outside of pit lane in P15. So George Wood, nice night here for him with only 51 laps to go. Here comes some of our race leaders. McCarthy, Stefan Oberstadt. Justin, this track here, it's a little bit easier to get down in virtual pit lane, but it's not simple by any means.
The slightest. Not in the slightest. You can think it's easy, but it ain't.
I think you mentioned this in the Bump and Run Cup Series race last week from Dover, Justin, but I'm with you, man. Bring back the All-Star race here to Charlotte and bring back what we all loved, and it's this heading Mach 2 down in pit lane.
Comes Oberstadt, got to get off there, and again, we got to mention, you got to watch out for that bump coming off there.
Yeah, that's why I was keeping the camera on in there just a little bit longer. Saw that last night. So this should all pretty much start to cycle out as soon as Griffey, Lynn, Nick Lachelle, Michael Self. Oh, it's nice to see Michael Self back out here on the virtual racetrack. Here comes Nick Lachelle down in virtual pit lane 96. We the people machine. Heading to you, Justin. What do you think? 4 tires for Nicholas.
4 tires and a topper off full of fuel. Do what you got to do. I'm okay with it. Let it reap. That's the time to do it.
So talk about cycling out. This will actually put Caitlin Haight shown as our race leader, but now this puts her back within kind of the other strategy, well, the negative run of this strategy that she is now shown. Well, she'll be shown as the race leader, but now on a little bit more fuel. Whoa, and older tires. Kevin Gibney Jr. goes around. This changes everything, Justin. Holy cow. Shoot, our pole
front end of that hot rod's got a little damage on it.
Thankfully not tore up, or excuse me, it's not toe up, but it definitely, I take that one back. That thing might be toe up. I got that one from you, Justin.
A little bump and a scrape. 'Tis but a flesh wound.
That's one of my top 3 movies. That's a little bit late here to it. Let's see if we can get the oh my God, right in front of the race leader, who would have been Tyler Massey, almost gets, annihilated there by Gibney Jr. Goodness gracious. Oh, well, that's a little bit more to that story. I think Gibney Jr. did get annihilated.
Got a little poke of the nose in there is what happened.
Shoot, poke of the nose? Here we go, within turns 3 and 4. Oh, there you see that little bit of speed differential between the 17 and 31. I don't think Massey was interpreting that, but we can see this has been the second time that we have seen Tyler Massey kind of. It looks like he was kicking in the clutch to the corner entrance out there, and then next thing we know, it's almost door to door out there through the corners. And then here's the speed differential going into turn number 3. Oh! I don't think you put that on Massey, man. I don't think you can at all, or even Gibney Jr.
Do you count that as a racing incident, I guess?
I would count it as a God, it looks so weird right there, but I bet if we hop on board with Tyler Massey, that might tell a little bit bigger story there. But it just looks so off that, here, let's hop on board and listen in. The clutch or anything, but I think Tyler Massey just kind of let Gibney Jr. go and on by, and then kind of misjudged that speed differential within the exit of 3 and 4. Unfortunately for, it looks like, I think Justin Steves was heading down in pit lane. I think that would be bad timing for him there, right when that caution flag did fly. This is going to completely jumble up this race field here with a very weirdly timed caution.
Just got more interesting.
If it wasn't already interesting enough here, we've seen some great racing this Throttle Performance Cup Series, and once again, appreciate each and every single one of you joining out here tonight, as is our sponsors and affiliates continue to make their way up and on the right side of your screen, now shown as middle. Also appreciate the drivers putting on the show here tonight, and yep, we're racing in here for Memoriam, and of course for Rowdy Forever. That'll be Kyle Busch. Still doesn't even feel true, but we're racing in Memoriam out here for tonight for our heroes, our veterans, and as well as driver 8, 18, 51, 54, 5, however many numbers that he did run. Justin, that's about how many beers I've gone through here tonight. 5, 54 to 18, 8. I've forgotten, but it's all for Kyle Busch.
Oh, I'm just saying it'd be a bad day to be a beer.
Now, how about you and the old, I know that we kind of it used to be a thing up here in the booth, a little PBR action. So we getting ready to go to green. Justin, you still rocking and rolling on the PBRs?
Yes and no. I'll drink one every once in a while. Right now it's apple season, so I got a little bit of that Bush apple, got a little bit of that Keystone apple. Hey, let me tell you, Keystone apple, not a bad deal, son. Not a bad deal.
Oh, Keystone, okay.
A little bit of that Keystone apple. It's not a bad deal, I'm telling you, my friend.
Hey, you heard it here from the Yamatator first himself. Ladies and gentlemen, third caution flag to go here. Let's crank it up on this race restart here just briefly. Backing up through the gears we go. How about you, Kyler McCarthy backing into the race lead. Brett Strickler, he'll show P2. David Smeal Jr., P3. Oberstadt, he'll fall back to P4. Here comes Caitlin Height. She'll work her way up and into P5. But right now, door-to-door battles for the race lead. Oh, here comes Strickler. He's going to look low.
Oh, he's going to look low here.
Strickler dives in so deep that he washes up the racetrack out of 4. Here comes McCarthy, the switchback at the strike. McCarthy back to the lead in the Wheeler 200, live from virtual Charlotte Motor Speedway. David Spiel Jr., he'll still sit P3. Stefan Oberstadt, here comes the outside line. Outside line, pick up the phone, it's a ringing. Stefan Oberstadt answers it, and he'll make a 2-4-1 here. Oberstadt to the inside of Brett Strickler.
He's going to look to the inside here, going to wash up just a little bit, no contact yet. Oh, there's the wall.
Keep them carrying. They're taking all of the side force off of each and one another outside of turn 4. Strickler, sparks flying out that Jeremy Starpost photography machine. Here comes the Army. Raw P2. Driver number 3, Oberstadt, gonna shoot down to the inside. He's gonna look for a battle for the race lead. Number 3 is hungry. It's only 42 laps to go.
Boy, howdy, looking down at the inside here. Oh my gosh, we're racing hard and we still got a bunch of laps to go. I know 40 don't sound like a lot, but when you're racing and everything, boy, them laps click off quick, and next thing you know, we're gonna get a white flag and they'll be like, hey, we're still racing.
Been there, done that. Time will fly when you have fun. So here comes that number 38, Brett Strickler, one more time working that outside line. Oh my, not sparks that time, but a puff of smoke. Hopefully that toe link on that turn 2 Terribles machine still out and out center as David Smeal Jr. still licking the chops, continuing to close that gap within P2 and 3, continuing to run side by side, door to door. This time by Brett Strickler clears Oberstadt on the outside, but Oberstadt short away around the racetrack. He'll dive it deep within 3 and 4.
Gonna roll that baby on in there. Put her on the bottom, says skew my sir. Oh, is he gonna be able to get to the pass done yet?
There you go.
Gonna be able to get it done. Oberstadt gonna just keep looking forward here.
Brett Strickler goes right back to work on that inside, as does David Smeal Jr. Sorry there, Justin, but man, it's that inside line. There's a lot of cars running it right now. That's really going to upset the air on that inside. David Smeal Jr., though, he'll find some of that clean air on that inside of Brett Strickler.
Yeah, he's kind of having to check up just a little bit there to try to not run all over Strickler. Fly in by. Weird. Got 37 or 38 laps to go.
So with all these drivers last pitting on about lap 149, lap 150. What was that? Our third caution of the race here, Justin. So we should still, all of our drivers should still have, what is it, one set of tires left in pit lane? Do I have that right?
Should, yes.
Okay.
The math is mathing.
I guess if you're a driver who did take the gamble, like earlier on, you got, it was, I don't want to get the wrong junior. Yes, Ken Baum Jr., who tried to save a set earlier on. We got a couple of other drivers on that same sort of try to save a set strategy. Ken Baum Jr. saw him out there battling for the race lead, still showing his P10 right now. George Wood right behind Nicholas Schell, right up and in front.
Just a second here, I'm having some internet trouble here. There we go, got it. All right, let's see here.
Justin, your stream has turned into a PowerPoint presentation.
It sure has. Sure enough has. We ain't disco balling, so that's a plus.
Yeah, goodness. Hey, any night I don't have to disco dance, I'll take that as a win. Blink, blink, blink.
Blink, 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 blink. That's what everybody's doing right now. They're racing hard, and you gotta keep your eyes peeled here. Kind of running that middle to low side. Look at the foot cam here of McCarthy. He's got it pinned to the floorboard.
Look at this. The tires have so much grip early in this run, Justin. McCarthy, no brake. Remember, we saw that as the tires continue to wear earlier on. There was a tight little, slight little, just this little dabble on that brake pedal with the left foot. McCarthy, though, it's not full throttle. He's still got to get a lift into the corners, but still making this race lead work. 198 miles per hour, top speed for McCarthy last lap by.
I mean, they're all right there together. This top five, I mean, less than a second between them.
And look at Massey out here as well. He's doing battle up here on the outside line. Austin Griffey low. He's going to try to make something happen with Chris Lynn next time.
And you really got to be smart there when you come off that corner, whether it's four, whether it's two. That wall pokes out at you really, really fast. And it can really, really make some questionable decisions on your race car after that point.
33 laps to go in the Charlotte Wheeler 200, even though it's 300 miles of racing tonight from virtual Charlotte Motor Speedway. It's still McCarthy, Oberstadt, Strickler. How about the top three? And don't count out Caitlin Height. No, it's not Kate Haight, which, what was it? Yeah, even season on time up there. She's still making P4. She's still making P4 work quick, fast, and in a hurry. Matter of fact, I mean, kind of. She's got her fishing rod out, it almost looks like. Got her rod, got her bait. She's hooked onto that P3 Brett Strickler. She's continuing to reel him in.
Just got the old fishing rod out there. And
Justin, I went fishing for the first time with my sister about 2 to 3 days ago, and throughout the whole time fishing, I'll be honest with you, man, I could not get you singing that little song.
Well, I got my rod and I got my bait. All I gotta do is sit here and wait for the big fish to come my way.
I was singing it in your voice in my head. If that makes it any better. And well, I did catch. I caught 2 fish after I started singing my head. So there we go.
That's it. That's all you gotta do.
All right, well, let's see who's able to catch any fishies regarding the driver up there and in front of him. McCarthy, Oberstadt, Strickler, 1, 2, 3. But, I mean, Justin, we still 30 laps to go. As these tires continue to wear, as these fuel runs continue to burn. Last on pit road at about lap 150 from a 200-lap race. That puts us right there on the money, but lots of these drivers should be. Well, I rounded up to 150. McCarthy last on pit 149. Oberstadt there as well. So this might be a little bit of tight on fuel coming out there within our green flag run.
She's going to roll the top side there. Going to see if she can get a good run here. She's going to have to maybe check up just a little bit there. Strickler not able to kind of carry the momentum. She's got to check up just a little bit. Caitlin is.
Could see some of these drivers we saw at the B&R with, well, granted only 50% fuel runs, but I mean some of those drivers kicking in the clutch pedal within corner entrance. Not really seeing that here too much tonight, as maybe it loses too much speed, too much momentum, but saves so much fuel. Caitlin Height's looking low. Got Brett Strickler still up top, door to door across the stripe. 27 laps to go. This time by from Charlotte.
John, have you played Forza yet? The new Forza?
Oh man, Forza was my game growing up, but I got my hands out there on the new one. How about you, Justin?
I haven't yet. It's let me get a paycheck in or so, and I'll probably dabble with it. That, and, you know, I've thought about getting the Lego Batman movie or the Lego Batman game. I've thought about it.
Golly, that'll bring back some memories. I grew up all over the Wii playing the Lego Star Wars sagas, however many there were. But man, that brings me back right there.
grew up playing the Lego Star Wars games. Those are my go-tos.
Justin, I don't know about you man, or even Stefan Overstedt now as we start to deal with, excuse me, not Stefan Overstedt, but Brett Strickler. A little bit of disco balling on our side here tonight from Charlotte, these closing laps. But, I mean, Caitlin Height and Brett Strickler, although continuing to run door to door, I think that they continue to burn off that right rear grip. Here comes Caitlin Height with a wash up in front of Brett Strickler. Brett Strickler not having it. Turn 2, Terrible's backing around, working that inside. Oh, he'll wash up. Careful, careful, careful.
There, Caitlin, gonna have to be smart here. Don't bounce that baby off the wall. Able to push that thing to the absolute limit there to get by.
Look at old Smil Jr. joining the inside line.
Gonna poke his nose in there, see what it'll do.
Well, with only 24 laps to go here, ladies and gentlemen, the speed, the intensity, it is all ramped up through the roof. Kyla McCarthy still shown as the race leader. Stefan Overstedt P2. Here comes Caitlin Height back. Well, back out here on STAM Studio Network as we work through the old technical difficulties. I think Kyler McCarthy's working through a little bit of physical and mental difficulties right now. He's continued to show the speed, continued to show the pace, working through a little bit of internet issues as well, but McCarthy still as our race leader, but he knows his time could be limited. Here comes Oberstadt working the slipstream, working the draft up there outside of turns 3 and 4, closing the gap to our race leader.
Slowly got to pick at it here. 21 laps to go here.
Well, what do you have here, Justin? Would you rather be Kyler? Would you rather be Stefan? Would you rather be Caitlin? 1, 2, 3.
I think you're McCarthy right now. You just got to drive your tail off. Don't look in the rear view right now. Let them two race it out, because it's going to make a little bit of a difference between them. So, you know, if they're going to race hard right there, you got to let them. And just right now, this is the time you've got to put space between them and make that gap even bigger. Maybe start driving it in a little bit further, start tagging the brake, and maybe you have to see what you can do. But you can't look in the rear view. You got to look straight ahead out the front windshield, because right now this battle behind you is going to heat up with Caitlin on the bottom, Overstedt on the outside. And right now, them two are going to race hard for position. They can't let that 24 get way on out there. We're just going to make that gap to try to run him down even tougher.
Yeah,
Smil and Strickler here going to go at it. Oh, Strickler get washed way up the racetrack there. I don't know if there was contact or not, but somebody got washed way up the racetrack there.
I was going to say for McCarthy, I mean, you said that he's probably not going to want to look out there within the virtual rear view camera within these NASCAR Next Gens, but I think if he glanced up there within that rear view within that last lap, he saw Caitlin Height and Stefan Oberstedt duking it out side by side. But now Caitlin Height clear from Stefan Oberstedt. Now is when I think the heart would start to ramp up through the roof, the heart rate that is. Driver 3,500 oval iRating for Kyla McCarthy. That takes years to accomplish. He's still trying to run away from driver 3,480 iRating, necessarily the same for Caitlin Height. Stefan Oberstedt, driver shown 3,000 oval iRating, but I don't think it necessarily means all that much to some of these drivers. The only way you're able to, the only way you're able to get that iRating is through official races, and some of these drivers may not run official races anymore. And I wouldn't blame them the way racecraft is within official iRacing events.
Yeah, officials, you just kind of walk into a minefield sometimes.
Especially super speedways. Don't even get me started. I don't run super speedway officials anymore. No way.
No, you just walk into a minefield at that point. It's just a race and a hope and a prayer that you're there at the end.
Well, it's not. It's a hope and a prayer that you're able to visit Virtual Victory Lane, possibly, if maybe not as much as a hope and a prayer if you're able to show that speed and pace within practice. Well, how about speed and pace out there in the race for Caitlin Heights? Almost a little bit of contact out there, trading vinyl wrap for the race lead. Caitlin Heights, here comes the switch back out to the exit of turn number 2. McCarthy trying to do everything he has to hold off Caitlin Heights for the race lead. 15 laps to go here at Charlotte.
It's just gonna get fun right here. McCarthy gonna have to go to work here. Caitlin has got around him now. He's got to try to find a line to maybe try to get some momentum. He's going to work to the high side here.
McCarthy's
just
done,
able
dude.
to roll that bottom so well, though.
Yeah, I know that this is kind of our job to sell the stories a little bit out here within racing. But as we take a look at this race replay, and as you mentioned, Justin, I mean, Caitlin hates a rocket ship. She's looking to go back-to-back in the full Throttle Performance Cup Series, and look at it just wrap that bottom line.
Really able to just roll that bottom so well, and that's what has led her back to the lead here.
How about you, Caitlin Height, back out to the race lead. Kyler McCarthy, P2. David Smeal Jr. right now shown as that final driver interview position. But now outside of turn number 2, Austin Griffey. Austin Griffey, he doesn't give up, man. He'll keep fighting for his right to party lap after lap after lap, as will Nicholas Shell. 2 drivers going at it. Very similar driver kind of styles out there. Very, very fast racers out there as well. Nicholas Shell, Austin Griffey, door to door across the stripe. Only 12 laps to go in the Charlotte Wheeler 200.
And it's that time now you got to put caution to the wind. Start maybe putting your race car. Start putting your car in some very unfriendly positions if you want to start making some ground up. I think now's the time you got to start making moves and exploring different lines, because we're almost to 10 laps to go here.
What did you say, however many laps ago that was, Justin? I mean, we'll be at about here 10 laps ago. We'll be at 1 lap to go and say, well, where did it all go? It accumulated out here on the racetrack, and with only, excuse me, that's the weather, with only, I thought it was 3 cautions. Yes, 3 cautions for 9 laps. 6 different lead changes in the time being, but with 10 laps to go, Caitlin Height, Kyler McCarthy, David Smeal Jr., 6/10 of a second separating 1, 2, and 3. Hey, still a long way to go, so a long time to get there. Battle still out here on the racetrack as well. Cautions could not be out of the picture just yet.
No, we're not. We're far from the cautions coming out, but you know, it's been a little bit. Not saying it could happen, not saying it won't happen, but you know, right now we're at that point where you gotta race smart here, but you gotta race aggressive.
Back into single digit across the stripe, this time by Nicholas Shell. Chris Lynn still running door to door. Battles for the race lead, cooling down just a slight bit as Caitlin Height, once again, looking to go back to back. She's got the speed, she's got the gap right now. 7/10 this time by Kyler McCarthy. 7/10 separate him and David Smeal Jr. 1.4 seconds back to Stefan Oberstadt. He's duking out there with Brett Strictly. Got the 48 of Stan Berry. He's in this battle as well. Fuel runs continuing to run dry. These drivers trying to make it to the virtual checkered flag here tonight.
Yeah, and it's not going to check up anytime soon, that's for sure. These drivers are going to race to the very last lap, and probably after the last lap, they're probably going to wreck each other. But Stricker going to wash up Oberstadt, able to get to the bottom of the racetrack there. But here comes Tyler Massey, going to poke his nose in there and poke it into the picture.
Yeah, and how about Tyler Massey? I would kind of give him driver of the race here tonight. Up there, I mean, he was doing battle for 1, 2, 3 positions earlier on. A little bit of just kind of strategy calls up there. He'll fall back to about P6, 7, and 8. He's doing it out there right now with Brett Strickler for P5. Brett Strickler, though, I don't know if Brett Strickler is either on the defense or the offense right now as he's trying to reel in Stefan Oberstadt. Here comes Strickler with the wall contact outside of turn 4. 5 coming 2 this time by.
Here comes Massey. I don't know if he's going to have enough time to get to the race lead, but he's just got to be smart here. Maybe a good top 4 finish.
Remember what Massey's fighting for as well as far as point standings are concerned, with both Joshes leading the points now out of this race.
Yeah, he's trying to walk out of here with a good, I don't know if he'll take over the points lead. He might.
It'll be close.
But it'll be close. It'll definitely be close.
Well, coming out there within our final few laps to go. Still 5 left out there within the virtual ticker up top here, Justin. Still drivers, front bumper to rear bumper about 2 to 3 car lengths apart. Massey in the meat of the sandwich right now for 4th, 5th, and 6th. Middle of that battle. Austin Griffey, Nicholas Schell, Chris Lynn also kind of sandwiched out there with, you got, oh goodness, I think that's going to be Kevin Click out there. Kevin Click unfortunately shown 5 laps down, but duking it out. He has shown the speed and pace earlier within this race. Unfortunately for that number 25 turn 2 Terribles machine, he's just trying to make it down here at this point in the race to virtual checkered flag. How about Oberstadt Massey though, 2/10 this time by.
Yeah, like I said, I don't know if he's going to have enough time here. These laps have clicked off very, very fast. Here comes Matt's going to float that baby to the high side here. See if he can generate some momentum to have a good run off, but Oberstadt can throw the block on him.
Oberstadt, he's looking more out of his rear view camera shot right now than I think has ever had before. Stefan Oberstadt trying to hold off P4, but Massey trying to make something happen with only 2 laps to go.
3 laps to go here. Massey going to have to find another line as we look back up towards our front. Kyler's still searching, trying to find some speed right now, but that 11 is kind of checked out.
David Smeal Jr. still going at it with that 48 of Andrew May, but unfortunately for Andrew May, showing a couple of laps down here. Oberstadt Massey still closest as they have been. But with only 2 laps to go and coming to the white flag lap, this time by Caitlin Height, looking to go back-to-back full Throttle Performance Cup Series. She's got that 0.8 of a second, call it 9/10 this time by, over Kyler McCarthy, who needs a good run.
Yeah, and then they're going to come off turn 2, and Caitlin's not going to look in the rearview mirror. She's got this 11 pointed towards the front, and I think she's drove her way pretty much back through the field. How about you, Miss Caitlin? Going to come off turn 4, one final time. Started 19th, they're going to pick up the win here at Charlotte.
Caitlin Height back-to-back after winning Watkins Glen just 2 weeks ago. Stick with us here on Stam Studio Network, and we'll be chatting with our top 3 drivers in virtual victory lane, as well as taking a look at the unofficial official standings results. This has such an implication on the point standings. Both Josh is outside of the race and finishing outside of the top 20. Caitlin Height to virtual victory lane, Kylie McCarthy to P2, and David Smeal Jr. to P3. Stick with us, ladies and gents. We'll be chatting with these ladies and gents in just a few moments' time. Right now, Caitlin Height, though, gonna burn this puppy down. A well-deserved win in the Wheeler 200. Well, I thought we were going to see the smoke fly out there, but you got Kylie McCarthy, you got the 27, you got the 3, Stefan Oberstadt, 57, Austin Griffey, all joining Caitlin Height down in there, almost in virtual victory lane. The number 11 Toyota Camry able to get it done here tonight.
Well, they all stopped on there, ain't they?
Yeah, man, they are. I think they're all congratulating their all Caitlin Height on that race win. Here, we'll take a quick look here at our unofficial official race results before we get chatting with our top 3. Well, Justin, I'll walk here through the top. Oh, my goodness, that's 18. So Caitlin Height, Kyler McCarthy, David Smeal Jr. We'll chat with them. Stefan Oberstadt, nice run here tonight, P4. Tyler Massey, the Harvest Dam Studio Network, he'll finish P5. Ford Mustang, P5. Brett Strickler, Austin Griffey, Nicholas Schell, Chris Lynn, and George Wood running at the top 10. How about the top 11 through 18 here, Justin?
11 through 18 will go like this. Ken Bob Jr. in 11th, Justice Hughes 12th, Michael Self 13th, Gibney Jr. in 14th, Zarfos 15th, Mayberry in 16th, Matthew Fitz 17th, and Andrew May going to round out our top 18.
How about him? 18 rocking and rolling, but we still got 19 through 23. Kevin Click, Joshua Susi, Justin Gibbs, Joshua Gaiman, and Tyler Shell. Now as we make our way down and into virtual victory lane, Justin, I will meet you there as we've caught up out there with our top three.
Yep.
Hey, Caitlin Haight, this is Sean Stam up here down in virtual victory lane. You got yourself a copy?
Yeah, I got you.
Well, I called you Haight, but I swear I had corrected on the broadcast. Caitlin Haight, you find yourself back-to-back finishes and wins out there in Full Throttle Performance. What was going through your mind that whole final stint in the races? Oh, things started to get a little chippy out there back and behind you.
Yeah, that final run there, I was just hoping for no more cautions. I still think it was either Brett and Ken that might have had like another set of tires, so those were like the only two guys I think that could have really done something crazy there at the end. But yeah, I just sort of drove my race and slowly worked my way through the field. And honestly, for over half the race, I thought that I fricked up my strategy and all that. But yeah, just in the end, it worked out.
And it'll work out there for you, Caitlin. And I'll confirm those suspicions. You're exactly right. I believe it was Smeal Jr., Ken Baum Jr., Smeal Jr., Ken Baum Jr., and one other driver who did have one set of tires left out there in the pits. But thankfully for you, we didn't have one of those late race cautions, and those drivers weren't able to take advantage out there of them. Caitlin, though, we're able to finally make the Caitlin Haight name work out there in virtual victory lane. What's going through your mind? Is there anybody you'd like to thank or shout out down here tonight?
Well, first off, big shout outs to all the admins working at Full Throttle here for putting the show on each week in and out. You guys up in the booth for always broadcasting our races here. All the guys at the Triple S shop, just working back and forth with each other and just sort of giving information. I did like 1.5 Coke 600s last week, so I was able to sort of give enough information as to what to expect out of the car. But then everyone watching back at home, want to give special shout outs to Al, Chris, and Jamie. Always big supporters of mine. Yeah, that seems to be about it. Oh, and no burnouts tonight just because of Kyle Busch.
Well, Caitlin, what you said previously before that, I know goes back and behind the race scenes a long, long ways, and I think that does there the most, keeping a little bit calm out there for the race win, but in great fashion there for Rowdy Forever, says Caitlin Haight as she comes away with the race win out here tonight from Charlotte Motor Speedway. Congratulations, Caitlin. Then hopefully we're chatting with you. Triple back-to-back action next week's time from Michigan.
Well, actually, it's already been 3 in a row, but
holy. All right, well, 3 in a row there for you, and I think I misspoke there too. I think Nashville before Michigan, but hey, maybe a little bit of quad action for Caitlin Haight. Congratulations there for you, Caitlin.
all right, thank you.
All right, I believe the commentators caught up out here with our P2 finisher of Kyler McCarthy. Kyler, Justin, both yourself got yourself a copy.
God, to short you 2 positions there, Kyler. Golly, what a guy.
No, what am I doing?
Yeah,
You got yourself a copy?
I got you both. Trying to short me 2 spots. I got you.
Yeah, just what I mean, what a guy. What a guy.
I take it
No,
back.
hey,
Take it
P2
back.
finish. Hey, P2 finish here tonight, Kyler. You know, obviously we want to win, but man, that 11 was on rails, but that 24 was a hot rod tonight. P2 here tonight. Good momentum as we head to Michigan next week.
Yeah, definitely. Come away with the stage win, so that's some good points for us right there. And then, overall P2 finish. I just didn't have nothing for Katie with her fresher tires. I was hoping she would have got pinned a little longer back in the back, but didn't work out like that. But for the Triple S team to sweep the top 4, all of us have a good points night. I mean, you can't ask for much more than that.
Sure, and you kind of noted on it, what lap did you kind of have to start filling the tires where, I mean, as the race kind of went on, how many laps do you think you could really get on a tire set before you start having to kind of use the brake a little bit more? We put on a foot cam there one time and you were just wide open then just let off and then got back on the throttle. You know, when did you start having to maybe use the brake a little bit more?
Probably after right around lap 30 or so. I know I went kind of hard there at the stage to try and get some of those positions back because we had the fresher tires. Got to second right around Massey. He was doing his normal aero block, and so I went to tire save mode and pulled my stuff off, and I guess he had overheated his stuff, so that worked out. But yeah, somewhere right around lap 30 or so. Obviously, the sooner you can do it, the better. So my bad example of holding it wide open there to start was don't follow that at home, folks.
No, you do what you want to out there, folks. If you want to do it, you do it. I'm just kidding. No, well, Kyler, you got anybody like to thank tonight, my friend?
Yeah, I got to thank y'all for the broadcast week in and week out. Smeal, all the admin over there, Fitz, Jimmy. I know Jimmy couldn't be here tonight, so wish he could have been here. My wonderful girlfriend for tuning in. All the guys over at Triple S, congrats to Katie, Smeal, Susie, Gibney, Gaiman. I know Gaiman having a hard night tonight, so we'll go on to Nashville, one of my better tracks, and see if we can keep this top 5, top 10 chain rolling.
Love Nashville, man. I think I said Michigan earlier, but I love Nashville. Such a fun place to race at. But yeah, we'll head to Nash Vegas next week and see what we can do. All right, I think I'm going to kick it over to Mr. Stam Studio Network himself. I think he's caught up with Mr. Smill.
Mr. David Smill Jr., how about you? P3 tonight, plus 10 since the drop of the green. Got yourself a copy, man.
I gotcha.
Well, man, oh man, it was long run speed out here tonight to end that number 27 Chevrolet Camaro. You're going back and forth and duking out there all around the track there, David. Can you walk us through and walk us through these passes out here as well from Charlotte? I mean, some of these passes is a little bit tough to come by, but you look to make them happen out there pretty well and pretty easy.
Honestly, the start of the race, I felt horrible. I mean, we did. We went through a couple different setups in practice just to see where the good long run speed would be. We knew we were short a set of tires from what we normally would have here. I think we had only 3 sets in the pits tonight. Usually for this race we had 4. We had a little bit of a screw up on the session tonight. But we figured it out early. We knew we'd have to make the tires last, and I knew in practice I had a really, really good long run car, but I know early we had those couple yellows that just threw the cycles off just enough to where you had guys off cycle. You had a little bit of gamesmanship on like trying to see when the cautions would fall, and I mean, first round I just felt horrible, and I started adjusting a little bit and found some more speed and started playing with the lines a little bit more, and obviously it worked out a little bit. I got that track position because guys were playing this drag game and they'd fall back, and got a little bit lucky there. The last yellow come out just as I'd come out of the pits, so that was a huge plus for me. And I think Kyler just pit too, so we kind of got lucky with some track position. And I know Katie was up there with us too. I think she pit out the yellow. She had just timed it. But it was all about like track position, and I mean Strickler and I had a hell of a battle for I think a good 15 laps, just fighting who could play the air better. And shout out to him because that was a lot of fun for those last 20 laps, whatever it was. But yeah, shoot, another back-to-back podiums. I'll take it.
Hey, well said there for you, David Smeal Jr. P3 just 2 weeks ago, and then although it's just all lefts here tonight from Charlotte, not lefts and rights from Watkins. P3, nice finish out there for you out there, David. Who are you thinking? Who you like to shout out here on back-to-back podiums?
Yeah, absolutely. First and foremost, shout out to the team, everybody at Triple S Motorsports. I mean, man, swept the top 4. I know Susie had speed and he got caught up on the strategy, and his night didn't turn out well. I know Gaiman had some trouble, and I think Kevin got caught up in something too, and I think Gibbs as well. I mean, it's unfortunate when you have cars that are that good and not everybody gets the spoils of a good finish out of it. But it just, week in, week out, how much work we put in to be in this spot, to have this many good cars up front. And Jimmy and Fitz holding it down on the back end with me. Obviously, you boys for the broadcast. Can't wait to go watch this one back later. Everybody who showed up tonight. Obviously, my beautiful wife and my 2 boys who pulled their hair out long enough for me to come do this for a couple hours a week. Obviously, our thoughts and prayers are with Samantha Bush, her and Kyle's kids, and everybody at RCR and JGR that are affected by Kyle's loss. That's so heartbreaking and so sudden. You know, you can't really fathom putting that into words, but obviously we're thinking of him, and yeah, gonna be back on the 1.5 miles, and hopefully we got a couple more good weeks of finishes ahead of us.
Hey, well said, David Smeal Jr. Took a lot of words there right outside of my mouth, and congrats once again on back-to-back podium finishes. Hopefully, triple back-to-backs here next week time from an all-concrete 1.3 miler out there at Nashville. David Smeal Jr., thank you so much for joining us and taking the time to join us out here tonight, and hopefully until next week's time, man.
Thanks, buddy.
Alrighty, well, ladies and gentlemen, that's going to about here do us up for it tonight on Full Throttle Performance Cup Series. It's Sean Sam and Justin Y'all bringing you coverage out here tonight from virtual Charlotte and the Wheeler 200. And as you heard from David Smeal Jr., it's going to be rowdy forever, for always from this point and then on. Thank you all so much for joining our broadcast here tonight on Stam Studio Network. And until next time, Sean Sam, Justin Y'all here in the booth, and that is Daytona on the Google Earth there. But okay, I'll change it here real quick. Justin, thank you so much, and every out there of you in YouTube land, thank you so much, and join us next Wednesday for some more Full Throttle Performance Cup Series. Have a great rest of your night.